Hey guys, Ben Moore here from Orange Bikes, and today I want to talk to you about the hottest mountain bike news this year, the Switch 7. The Switch 7 has been years in the making, and this wasn't released until we hit pure perfection, which is what you guys can see right now. This is the next step from the Switch 6. But the Switch 7 is quite different in many ways. So today we're going to look at why it's different, how it's different, and what it's supposed to be used for. Now the Switch 6, it was never designed with racing in mind. This was designed as an amazing all-round mountain bike. And yeah, I found myself too comfortable on it and chose to race it in multiple events, which it did me really well.
Get in there! Come on!
But it was never a race bike. Now the Switch 7 is very different in regards to racing. This bike is designed with racing in mind. Several years of design work have gone into it, and it really has come out as an absolute monster. My excitement to ride this bike, well, I can't even hold it in. So let's take a dive straight into the numbers and find out what's the difference between a Switch 6 and a Switch 7. Probably the first number that everybody goes to is the head angle. The head angle on the Switch 6 is 64 degrees. 1 degree different to the Switch 7, which comes in at 63. Now, as you can probably tell from the photos and videos, there is something different about the Switch 7 to every other bike in our range. Of course, it's the rear shock and how it's mounted to the frame. We're now using a 205/65 link-driven trunnion shock. The positioning of the shock certainly gave our design team a few puzzles to work out. The idea being that we wanted to mount it as low as possible to help with the bike's centre of gravity. The new technology that the guys in our Strange department came up with is the power link, and that's what connects this shock and makes this bike so much different to everything else in the range. The idea behind this is that we wanted a more progressive curve with the rear suspension, and that's what I, along with the rest of the team, were really pushing for with the designers when we were coming up with the idea of the Switch 7. Now myself and the other riders in the team all have different preferences when it comes to suspension. Some of us like air shocks, some of us like coil shocks. And the idea behind the Switch 7 is that we really wanted to be able to use both types of shock on there without changing the characteristics of the bike too much. One of the most amazing things about the Switch 6 was how well it pedaled, and that comes down mainly to the seat angle. The seat angle was 76 degrees on the Switch 6, and I was really concerned when the Switch 7 was being designed that this was going to have to be sacrificed in order to make the bike better at racing and more gravity stuff. However, I was really wrong, super wrong. It comes in exactly the same, so 76 degrees again, which means it's going to pedal just as well as the Switch 6. The BB height is really important when you weigh up the two options between having a high centre of gravity and being able to corner really well. Finding the perfect balance between these two parameters is essential when it comes to bike handling. Now the BB height on the Switch 6 was relatively low at 330. This meant if you ran slightly softer suspension, you could end up pedal striking, and that's why on the Switch 7, we've raised it 5mm to give you 335, which should raise the centre of gravity a little bit, but not sacrificing anything to do with speed. Altering the chainstay length on a bike can dramatically change the characteristics of how it rides. The Switch 6 was locked in at 447, and the Switch 7 has gone a little tiny bit longer at 448, so it should provide better stability at higher speeds. Suspension. When it comes to the amount of travel, the Switch 6 wasn't designed to be a downhill bike, and that's why it came with a 160mm fork on the front with the 29er wheel, don't forget, and a 145 shock on the back with the 27.5. Now myself, along with the rest of the team that race, really wanted to extend on our travel options and just try and make the bike as big as possible. More bang for your buck. And that's why the Switch 7 is coming with 170mm at the travel at the front and 170mm of travel at the rear. At Orange, you know we're firm believers that aluminium is the best material used to make mountain bikes. We truly believe that our manufacturing process is better than any other bike company on the planet. The reason for that, each of our frames is hand-built, so attention to detail is paramount, and we think it rides so much better than anything else. Now, whilst this bike was designed really around racing and assisting myself and the rest of the team achieve our goals on the track, there was one essential word that came out of the Strange development team whilst designing this: fun. They wanted this bike to be as fun as possible for you guys to ride. So you can take it to the trail centre, you've got huge travel, you can go and hit the downhill runs, and you can be sure that you'll finish your ride, go home with a big smile on your face. I definitely will. And if you'd like to jump straight in and order your orange Switch 7, I suggest you go and speak to your nearest orange dealer. If you've got any more questions on the bikes, guys, or anything else in the range, please hit me up in the comments below. I'll do my best to get back to you as fast as possible. I wish you happy riding on the trails. Stay safe out there.